Thank you all for tuning into Primitive Organic Garden. I was just about to make dinner. Today is kind of an exciting dinner because I'm cooking some of my prize-winning sandwich slicer varieties of tomatoes. Some big Brandywines and mortgage lifters, and we're going to pick some of those today. I just figured I'd let y'all in on a quick little harvest video. I'm going to make some tomato soup to go with the I'm gonna make a tomato sandwich basically. I'm also gonna have a kind of like a grilled cheese sandwich. It's gonna be a sandwich with maybe a little bit of cheese, but maybe mostly hummus, avocado, and tomato. And I'm gonna make some tomato soup to go with that, and I'm gonna put some Thai basil, some lemon basil, and some Greek basil in my tomato soup. That's gonna be really good. Zorro, what are you doing, bud? What are you doing? What are you doing, farm dog? Hey, get out from under there, bud. There's mosquitoes. My citrus trees are still doing pretty good. I'm hoping a couple of these will be tangerine types. It's a heat index of 104 today, so we're going to try to make this video fairly quick. I just really want to come out here and grab all of the produce that absolutely has to be picked today, and the rest of it I can save for another day. But I could see from the window that I was already starting to lose tomatoes to birds, so there is quite a bit of stuff that does have to be picked today. It's a nice looking tomato. Already got a really good looking cucumber, another cucumber. This tomato looks like a bird. Got to most of it, but we'll pick it anyway. I'm trying to leave some of these peppers on here to let them turn red and get really ripe. These are going to be some good stuffing types. Those big tomatoes. Peppers. It's 5 o'clock in the evening. It's still over 100 degrees out here. These tomatoes are just beautiful. Quite a lot of stuff to pick here. Wow. Look at these. That is beautiful. Lots of little yellow pear tomatoes. Got some okra that needs picking. Okra plants are tricky because sometimes even tiny little plants have big old okra pods on them, and you gotta pick them quick before they start to get tough and woody. All I can smell is dill. It's just an overwhelming dill smell. I love dill. Planted a lot of it. Sometimes I can see a tomato and I just can't get to it. Probably more okra over here to pick. Oh yeah, here's some okra. Wow, that's a big honkin' pod there. Also picking the okra pods regularly, as in sometimes every day or every other day, keeps the plants productive. Farm dog. I got some tomatoes over here that I could pick, but I want to leave them so that they're visible from the road. What are all these random bugs? My giant winter squash is doing pretty good. These tomatoes will be ready in a week or so. Ooh, I see another okra pod. There's even a couple little okra pods on my okra in buckets, which I'll never do again. That was a bad idea. I thought I was protecting it from the flood conditions, but apparently okra doesn't seem to mind flood conditions. It's a very drought tolerant plant, but it also seems to tolerate flood. My okra that was in the ground is doing much better even though it got flooded out. The okra in the buckets is not doing so well, even though it stayed drier. It's a nice pod there. Tomatillo plant. Oh, look at these Thai long beans. These are cool. 20 inches long. How about that? I guess these are ready to pick. It's hard to say. That is just magnificent. Another little tomato hanging out. Shade garden here. Not a whole lot of ripe fruits over this way. It's too shady, and the ones that are ripe, the squirrels tend to get them. But this is kind of my access pathway back here. A lot of this is getting really overgrown now. These tomatoes I didn't prune, I just kind of let them sprawl, and they're not doing so well. Ooh, there's quite a lot of tomatoes over here. And some more okra, there's some pole beans. This area seems to be doing fairly well. Every day I find new tomatoes that I didn't notice the day before. Sometimes I'm too late, but most of the time I get them before the squirrels and birds. There's a tomato over there I can't reach. Gotta figure out how to get to it. Ooh, some more okra. Look at that. They hide. Definitely hide. There's another okra pod over there I missed. Look at this tiny little okra plant with this big old okra pod. It's gonna break this plant just trying to pull this pod off. So much okra. Alright, I'm gonna make the plunge, try to get this tomato over here. I can see it. Have to go under some of my tomato staking ropes. feel like I'm in an obstacle course sometimes when I'm working in the garden. But it's good, it keeps you fit and limber. I guess I could have gone from this way, this would have been a lot easier. Well, I would say that's probably all the stuff that has to be picked today. There's definitely more things that could be picked, but given the intensity of the heat as well as the mosquito pressures at the moment, I think it would be ideal to call it a day. And I've already done a bunch of work out here in the garden this morning. I did some chop and drop and make another video about that later. Planted some beans to run up this corn that's almost finished here. Extended the okra planting because it's doing so well. But thank y'all for tuning in. This was a nice little before dinner harvest, and I generally come out here and harvest about this much produce every day, sometimes every other day. I was trying to keep track of it and kind of see, you know, if I bought the same amount of organic produce from the store, how much would it cost? It's well over $150 a week, the amount of organic produce I'm pulling out of here. You know, I really don't do it to save money. I do it because I want to optimize the nutrition in my diet, and I want to build survival skills. And you know, gardening is just a great traditional activity that promotes your health, promotes the health of the planet, reduces the amount of resources that have to be utilized to produce and distribute food. And you know, you get to grow all sorts of exotic varieties that they don't have at the grocery store, and the taste is just unbelievable. Only two things in life money can't buy. One of them's homegrown tomatoes. Thank y'all for tuning in. Have a good rest of your week. Go out and plant something.